Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, hey, y'all, welcome back. Welcome back. And in today's video, we are doing our daily meditation from the Acts of Faith. I am behind on reading the daily meditation from the Acts of Faith. So, today I will be getting us caught up on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday's reading. So that's 4 readings that's going to be packed into this one video. And I'm so sorry, y'all. Life got in the way and things were happening and I got busy, but I am determined to come to you all with these daily readings because they have totally touched my life. So before we get into this video, go ahead and subscribe, join the family, then hit that notifications. So y'all, thank you. If you hear some noise in the background, I am recording this on my lunch break in my car. I work in downtown St. Louis. It's a lot of construction going on and things like that, but yes, I have not read my daily readings in 4 days and I'm feeling a little some type of way. So let's jump right into this. It looks like the last time I read anything with you all was on September. Yes, the last thing I read was September the 6th. So we're going to jump right into September the 7th. As I always do, I'm going to read it and then do a little bit of discussing it and, giving my perspective on how it's touched my life. And I'm doing it a little bit different this time. I normally go live and then you all just chime in when you can. But by me actually posting it as a video, I like it that way because your comments will be displayed below and I don't have to go back into a live video to kind of try to filter them out. Let's get into September 7th. And again, I might pronounce some stuff wrong, so don't come for me, y'all. Don't come for me. Vulnerability is the gift I give to those I trust when I trust myself. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Vulnerability is the gift I give to those I trust when I trust myself. And that is from Terry Kellogg and Marvell Harrison. Just because people are nice to us and don't ask for anything in return does not mean there is something wrong with them. It is often hard for us to believe people can like us simply for who we are. Benny, a white man, was willing to give Frank, a black man, a kidney. Frank wouldn't accept it. He had only known Benny for 3 short weeks. Frank knew very little about Benny, but he knew Benny must have had a hidden agenda. Nobody gives away a kidney for nothing. But Frank confronted Benny with his anger, suspicion, and fear. Quietly, Benny replied, "I know you like to go fishing. I know you're a good father and a loving husband. I know that because that's what you've shown me. Based on what I've seen, I know you don't deserve to die." Frank accepted the kidney. Benny moved to Arizona and they never saw Frank again. Often people don't want to accept, from what I see and read from this, often people don't want to accept things from people because they always think they want something in return. And it's sad in this society, that's basically how it is. But it's not always that way. Like when I do something nice for people, I don't expect anything in return. That's just the kind of person I am. If you want to do something nice for me, you can. If I do something nice for you, I'm not expecting anything in return. So in this story, like if Benny wanted to give Frank the kidney and if Frank didn't want to accept it, I'm just thinking about like if Frank never took that kidney, he probably wouldn't be alive to enjoy his kids. Like Benny broke down, you like to go fishing. I know you're a good father and a loving husband. So the fact that Benny wanted to help Frank and Frank didn't want to take it, like, it's crazy. Like, that's how it is every day. People got to put their pride to the side, and I know it's hard for people to accept people helping them, but in this case, like, things that he did not want to do, he would have missed out on a lot. And she puts, blessing comes in all colors. I get the ones I deserve. And I truly believe that, like, for example, I was donating some clothes to the Goodwill, And I was in there with my mama, and this lady was like, "Excuse me, what size clothes you wear?" So I'm thinking like, okay. And she was like, "Come out to my car." Her daughter was giving away a lot of clothes, stuff branded with the tags. She was like, "You picking up stuff in the store that my daughter will pick up. It seems like you all have the same taste. I have some clothes in my trunk that I was getting ready to give away, but I want to give them to you." Now, normally people be like, "I ain't going out to her car. What she want?" But see, I wasn't thinking like that day. And I went out to her car and I got this cute dress from Lane Bryant, and I think my mama got some shoes. And that was a blessing to us. Like, I wasn't thinking of doing it. I was just in there donating, looking around. So that's one example I could say to you all. Like, you just never know. Everybody don't have a hidden agenda. Granted, in the society that we live in, you really got to have your guard up and watch things like that. But everyone does not have a hidden agenda. Everybody is not expecting anything in return. Like, Benny did not even know Frank from a can of paint. He actually knew him on 3 weeks. So the fact that he gifted him and gave him his heart so he can continue living, not his heart, he gave him his kidney so he can continue living life, being a good father, going fishing, and being a loving husband. This little passage for September 2nd means so much. Like, I try to go into every situation not thinking that somebody wants something in return. Another example, when I was I think I was like 19 or 20, I was dating this guy. And he ended up moving out his father's house because he was abusive. Him and his brother moved out and they had roommates. So one day he was like, "Nicole, can you and your mama bring me some food?" And I was like, "Bring some food? What?" He was like, "Man, we hungry. We don't have no food. Can y'all please bring us some food?" Now, my mama being my mama, and she is very nice and sweet. And I told her, she was like, "Oh my God, Nikki, the fact that he asked you for some food to bring, for your mama to bring him some food, he gotta be really bad off." So me and my mama went to Save a Lot and we dropped off cereal, bread, bologna, and stuff like that. But the fact that he did not know my mama, she didn't really care for him because I was young and she didn't want me to date nobody. But she didn't really care for him but the fact that she went to the store and got him that food and we dropped it off on her way to choir rehearsal. That's why I said blessings come in all colors. We get the ones, she said, blessings come in all colors. I get the ones I deserve. So blessings can come in any colors, from any person. Like, those are my 2 instances where this particular day, September 7th, really, really, really hit home for me. And there are other situations that I could throw out there that this relates to in my life, but y'all, this video will be forever and we don't have all day. The reflection says, what unexpected blessings have you missed out on because of fear, because of judgment, because of withholding your love? I would have to really think of some I might have missed out on. But I'm going to ask you that question. What unexpected blessings have you missed out on because of fear, because of judgment, or because of withholding your love? It's really something to think about. Going into September the 8th, love creates us in withholding, destroying the me. Love creates in us without destroying the me. And this is from Leo, the last name B as in boy, U as in Sam, A C G L I A. So this talks about love on September 8th. Love is really about people coming together to support each other. All the little tricks and games they play to get their needs met are just that, tricks and games. It would be so much similar if we honored ourselves and trusted our partners enough to ask for what we need. Instead, we wait for them to figure it out. Ooh, if they don't, we hold them responsible. What a cruel trick. When we let our partners know upfront what we need, we have a greater chance of having the need met. We must know that our needs are important, whether it hugs and kisses, rubs feet, rest assurance, or Hershey syrup and whipped cream. Our needs do matter. Once we let our partners know what we need, we must accept their honest answer as to whether or not they can meet those needs. If they can't, We must then decide if these are the people we want in our lives. If September the 8th then hit, baby. Love is really about people coming together to support each other. And so many people use the word love playfully just to get what they want, and I can't stand it. All the little tricks and games people play to get their needs met, or just that, tricks and games. Like, love is a dangerous word, and so many people use it loosely. Like this said, it will be so much simpler if people honored themselves and trusted their partners enough to ask what they need. Now, I flat out, when I talk to somebody, I flat out tell you up front, like, what I want and what I'm expecting, and then I'm going to ask you what you would want and respect in return. Everybody don't do that. And, like, when they don't do that, they expect people to wait and figure it out on their own, and without holding themselves accountable. Like, you can't do that. A relationship is not just a give and a person take. You got to work together and figure it out. It says, when we let our partners know up front, we have a greater chance of having a need met. That's why I try to be open and honest, but I don't always get the same thing delivered back to me. So it's a messed up game that people play now. But, you know, people, and I will say this, men don't have a problem telling when they want, or when they want sex or whatever, or they want you to do something for them. In this case, it said whether it's hugs and kisses, foot rubs, reassurance, or Hershey syrup and whipped cream. Our needs do matter. Like, any type of need matter. Baby, my back hurt, give me a back rub. Baby, I'm having a bad day, you want to meet me for lunch. Like, you have to let your partner or the person that you're in a relationship know when you're in a loving relationship. You really do have to tell them and let them know what's up. Once you let your partner know what you need, then they must accept honest answers. Now, they might tell you something that you're not going to want to hear. Truth be told, they might do that. But, hey, that's the part of being in a relationship with somebody. It's not just you. It's you all together. Building a perfect union, trying to be strong and become one. If they cannot, then you got to decide at that point, do you want to stay with them and deal with their foolishness? Or do you want to continue to have them in your lives? Like, truth be told, that's why I'm single to this day. That's why I'm single to this day. Now, granted, I ain't talking about when I was dating people from 2010 up to now. That's why I'm single to this day, because I end up getting in relationships with people and they not willing to hold themselves accountable and responsible for their actions. And then things end up going south. We end up partnering, going our separate ways, or he end up cheating. I was able to, for the first time ever, when I wasn't happy, I was able to end a relationship, and it was the best thing for me. A 4-year relationship that was starting to get very toxic because the person was selfish. We ended up living in separate apartments and stuff like that, because at that point I had just got fed up. So at that point I decided that I did not want that person in my life. A lot of people need to stop doing that. Quit stringing people along. Let them know if you want to be with them or not. Like, it's the best way to go. So she said, I honor my needs by letting my mate know what they are. And if I'm with you, I'm going to tell you all the time. I honor my needs by letting them know what they are. The reflection for September 8th. Are you comfortable asking others for what you really need? If not, why not? Baby, I have no problem telling you what I want and what I need. And at that point, how you accept it, and if we talk about it, you have to let people know. Nobody is a fortune teller. Nobody's a mind reader. Like, how we gonna know if you don't tell them? Truth be told, baby, these days and these readings are really makes me really think that this is an excellent book. Again, you can get it off Amazon. If you don't have the book, I always post these on my community tab, so you can refer back to them later. Go get it from your library, everywhere. I highly recommend that you get this book. Let's go into September 9th. Loving someone and pleasing someone are two different things. Baby. Loving someone and pleasing someone are two different things. Ooh, y'all, if this ain't, and that's from Jerry last name Jampolsky. The mother knew that her teenage son was involved with The mother knew her teenage son was involved with some unsavory people and affairs. She remained silent when he started wearing expensive clothes. She turned her head when he flashed the money. She drew the line when she found the bloody clothes and the gun in the basement. The next morning, she called the police and asked that her son be arrested. When the social worker asked how you felt about what she had done, she replied, "It's a lot easier for me to visit him every week in prison than it will be for me to take a trip to the cemetery. And all of it will be for me to, in all of our relationships, there comes a time when we must do what we know is right. If we love someone, we want the best for them. It may not make them happy. It probably won't be easy. But loving someone does not mean allowing them to hurt themselves. It certainly does not mean you must allow them to hurt you." This particular situation, this was referring to a mother knowing that her son was involved and doing some things that she didn't approve of. I'm going to relate myself to this situation. A girl who dating a guy, in a relationship with a guy, knowing he cheating on her, and she continues to allow it. That's what I did. I knew he cheated on me. I forgave him. He cheated on me again. I didn't confront him. Ended up cheating on me. I had to get a restraining order on him and the girl. It got very bad, got very ugly, took me in a bad state of depression. I was not the self I normally would have been. Now, in this case, if I would have just let him go, yes, it would have prevented a lot of heartache and pain for me, but I didn't do it. The fact that a lot of people do things in life and they deal with it because they either really, really love that person and want to make sure that they stay happy. Like, I don't know what it was with me staying with him. Like, I knew he was doing me wrong, but I really cared about him, and I don't know if I thought that he was going to change, but he never did. So I know he really did love me, and I know y'all probably thinking if he loved you, he wouldn't have cheated on you. Well, years later, he did reach out to me, and he apologized. We had a conversation, and he apologized about everything he did. He said he was young, and he didn't appreciate what he had at the moment, and I forgave him. But kind of reading this makes me think about all the times in life where I let people do things that I didn't feel like was right, and I allowed them to keep doing it. The same thing applies to this. Like, in loving you, I will not lose myself. And a lot of times I did lose myself in situations and circumstances. The reflection: on any given Sunday, what comes first, your needs or your love for someone else? Previously, I was trying to do both, but you can't always do both. You got to put your love for yourself first. Not saying I didn't love myself, but I seriously was not putting myself first. And I don't regret anything that happened to me over life and over the past years from 21 up till now. But I know now I will never lose myself again, and my needs come first. Baby, this is really, that one got me in my feelings. So we're finally caught up to today, September 10th. Consider those whom you call your enemies and figure out what they should call you. Consider those who you call your enemy and figure out what they should call you. And that is from Wayne Dyer. D-Y-E-R. You can't choose sides in a round world. You either are in it or part of it, or you fall off. When you have enemies, you are a part of the very things you accuse them of. An enemy opposes your interest and position. An enemy is hostile, unkind, and unfriendly. And what are you doing while all of this is going on? If you consider them your enemy, how can they approach you to get things clear? You are in the middle of what stands between you and the enemy. It is not what they have done or said, can do, or might do. It is you. It is your thoughts, your judgments, your fears, your condemnation. Y'all, sorry about that. And if you did not feel guilty, you could not attack those you call your enemy. You believe the enemy is wrong, not to be trusted, unworthy of love. You prepare yourself for defense, protecting onto the enemy the very things you do yourself. When you have an enemy, look at your own hatred, understanding how the hostility disturbs you, and ask yourself, do I really want to attack the very thing I fear? Ooh, baby, this one is deep. Consider whom you call your enemies and figure out what they should call you. Honestly, I don't know if I have any enemies right now. I had an enemy before, and it was over something so young. It's crazy. Like, my first job, I was in high school, and this girl stole a customer's sunglasses that the customer left there. And when the manager asked me, did I know who the glasses were? I wasn't trying to lose my job, so I said, so-and-so took the glasses. Baby, when I say she started threatening me, she wanted to fight. I used to drive my mama car to work. She sprayed with black shoe polish, put fat bitch on my mama car. Like, it had got really bad, and for some reason, I was her enemy at that moment. But I'm trying to think back in that situation, and I honestly don't know what she should have called me. Honestly, I don't know. Like, it's crazy how so many people are hated and so much hatred we have in the world. And even though she treated me like that, I ain't gonna lie, I was like scared. I was like, this girl is crazy. Like, my mama, my uncle, my auntie, my mama friend, they all came up there. I had a whole entourage with me. Like, back then, that was in like the 90s. Like, I don't think it was honestly. Now, what I could have possibly did, which I didn't get to tell her, I think I did tell her. I said, girl, you might want to put them sunglasses back. She told me she wouldn't put nothing back. So I tried to talk to her about the situation. I didn't know it was going to escalate and go to management. She didn't get fired, and even though I was telling her that she was harassing me and stuff, she didn't get fired. But I can say she probably thought of me as a punk and that I was scary. But girl, you weren't going to make me lose my little job getting my coins in high school. I believe she was wrong. Like, I thought she was cool. And you know what? 2 years ago, I saw her and my friend, little girl, had a birthday party at the bowling alley, and she was there, and I had been trying to avoid her all these years. Over something stupid like that, I ended up falling out with my best friend, Dwayla. It was something so stupid. But I saw her 2 years ago at the bowling alley, and she came up to me and gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And I'm thinking, like, ding, 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 and it's the Twilight Zone. Like, girl, do you remember what you did to me back in the 90s? And she was like, hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? How Dwayla doing? And I'm like, girl, are you crazy? Like, I guess in her mind, she forgot about the whole thing. But this one kind of really got me thinking, like, I've never been in any fights or any altercations or anything in my life, period. I think back when I was in, like, 5th grade, this little boy pushed a chair on the back of my chair, and the desk on the back of my chair hit my neck. Other than that, I lived a very good life. I ain't had to fight nobody, come out of character, or nothing. But this really makes me think about it. The only enemies I have are the ones I attack. Are you able to be honest about your own hostilities, prejudged biases? What are they? Write them down. Now be honest. Are they yours, or did you inherit them? Now, I can say one thing, like, I'm not really a judgmental person. I kind of give everybody a fair chance. But, oh, this really got me thinking, y'all. We might have to do this in another discussion. Get this book, y'all. I know I packed 4 days into one, and I know I'm doing this video in a different style as far as versus me going live, but I ain't want no interactions or anything like that messing up this video. So y'all get this book. It is amazing. Daily Meditations, Acts of Faith. Miss Iyanla Vanzant. I know I'm probably saying her name wrong. Don't judge me, y'all. But yes, get this book if you have not. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to, subscribe, go ahead, join the family. Be notified when I post by hitting that bell. This book has changed my life, y'all. Today's readings, 4 days in one, kind of got me really reflecting and thinking about things in life. But y'all, tune in for tomorrow. I'm all caught up now. I'm back on the daily readings. Let me know if you prefer live readings of this, or if you want me to do actual, sit down videos without it being live. Let me know what you all think. I'm open to do whatever you all like as far as we're getting our meditations in and reflecting and getting closer on our spiritual journeys. So I just thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting. And I will see y'all later. Bye.